welcome. We're glad that you've chosen to hang out with us at live. Um, it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. I know that's odd because most of you aren't mothers, but maybe your mom's watching with you. That would be a neat thing to do on Mother's Day. But say hi to us in chat so we know you're there. Also, take a second and tell us what it is that you did today for Mother's Day. So share that with us in chat right now so that we know, what did you do? Did you give your mom a gift? Maybe you made her lunch. Maybe you haven't done anything yet, but you're going to, and right now you feel guilty. So make sure before the night's over that you do something great for your mom. We want to encourage you to, if you've been with us multiple times, I've said this, follow us on social media so that you can know what's going on Facebook, Instagram, those kind of things. So those are the two really main ones. The three would be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So Life Youth Min on all of those. So if you would be so kind as to follow us on those. Also, we're on Discord, and our Twitter feed actually goes to Discord too. So there's an announcement part of our server there. So great way to communicate with us on Discord. So want to invite you to do that. Hey, every week, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but every week we give you some sort of a challenge, something to do during the week to keep yourself occupied, because I know you're still kind of stuck and there's not a lot to do. Last week was surprise your parents, and I'm guessing maybe some of you are just afraid, didn't want to get in trouble, whatever. But so we only had a couple videos, but I do want to show you those videos because they're actually good. So here's our surprise videos from last week. I'm sorry, the Harrises tortured their dad this week. Sorry about that, Bill. But thanks for sharing those videos with us. Well, also, maybe you follow us on Facebook or Instagram and you notice we had a love it or leave it option this week, and the love it or leave it. We had just a couple quizzes. We asked you, do you love this or just leave it? It's not worth it. So let me give you the results so you know what's going on. Baseball, love it or leave it. It was close, 52-48. You do love it, but it's close. Jordan Miles is crying even now as we speak. Pineapple on pizza. This one was also pretty close, 43-58. And I agree with this one. Leave it. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Rubber clogs. This one wasn't close, 67-33. Matt Geiser must have voted on this one. Love it. I don't know. I guess you guys like the Crocs. Flavored sparkling water. This one's a little closer to 45-55. Leave it. You don't like the sparkly flavored water, I guess. We also had a BuzzFeed quiz this week that Kyle put together for us on which youth staff person are you? How do you compare with us? Who do you line up to? Somebody was like, we got this person and we got that person. So that still is up. So this week, do that if you haven't, and let us know who you ended up with, whether you got Kyle or Margot or me or someone else. Who did you, from the youth staff, who did you end up with? And love to hear kind of who you ended up with. So check out that link. We'll put it in the comments of the video when it's done. Also, we'll repost it on our Facebook and Instagram so you can jump right to those. This week's challenge. If you go to youth camp, you got this one. You know this one. It's no problem. We want you to do the church clap. And it's a dance kind of thing. And we need you to do the church clap. Not just a little bit, do the whole song. And send me the whole song. So it's not a long, long song. You say, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it before. So the church clap dance looks like this.
all week. Beat you up and stretch you, but you hear that organ playing and remind you of your blessings. And no, nothing, no, she just hit a little. Chills down my spine, got me crying, make me alone. You don't know about it though. Old school jams, niggas got the humming out the drum, I'm finna Lord, Lord, Lord. Can you hear me now? Church close, you don't care, you just testify. We made martyrs out of these fathers and rose up all of his bodies to glorify your made us sweat, savage Jones with it. Now it's flying everywhere, she don't care where they she made it, caught up in it. Funny why she clapping like Jesus just real. Get the Lord on the street. I wanna do the type of shows that the Lord wanna see. What I mean, you make the whole church clap, but ain't a clap in that ass, then that clap just a clap. All the sun glorified, sitting on the fire. The Holy Spirit going word that truth ain't the sound doctrine is birthed in the common. Nothing wrong with singing loud, but that ain't what it is. So now the church has been clapping at week 7. It's leaving the week. Now we changed by Sunday service. We need to sign and check what you be affirming. Cause the church can be full of members but empty in conversions. It's the gospel. It's look to change lives. Not by flesh. Love people well. I hope they can stand at the church. To the church when the birds flows.
So that's kind of what it is. Actually, they kind of show you how to do it in that video, the whole video. I didn't play the whole video in the video. So I want to, I'll link that as well so that you can learn how to do the church clap. Grab your brothers and sisters, your parents, anybody you can get to join you to do the church clap. Do the whole song. We're going to cut it together. So we want you to do the church clap challenge so we can put that video together for next week. So please take a few minutes, little brothers and sisters, older brothers and sisters, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, somebody with a mask from off the street, have them join you to do the church clap. Chris feels there's like 1,000 of you at your house, in your family, everybody. There's a number of you with large families, everybody in the family, church clap, everybody do the church clap. Okay, so that's this week's challenge. Hey, also every week we do some shout outs. So this week's birthdays, I want to shout out to just a couple things. Elijah Mayers, today is your birthday. Congratulations, happy birthday. On Monday, Trish Linder and Maya Malloy, birthdays are on Monday. It's actually a busy week for birthdays, so happy birthday, Trisha and Maya. Beth Ash, my wife, have to remember that, and Chloe Miles. Hey, you guys' birthday is on Tuesday. Happy birthday. Elise Atha is on the 14th, so happy birthday to you. And on Saturday, Sage Mathena's birthday is on Saturday, so happy birthday, Sage. Lots of birthdays this week, so if you know those folks, make sure that you shoot them a text. Let them know, say happy birthday to them so that they can kind of have a happy birthday. Pretty soon, maybe they'll be able to go out to eat or something like that. But right now, no birthday parties, that kind of stuff, but happy birthday. Hey, we also want to shout out to the seniors. It's rough to be a senior this year. You missed out on senior skip day. Well, actually, you got senior skip 2 months. But no senior skip day, no senior trip, no graduation really. It's a weird, we'll film you walking across by yourself kind of thing. So I just want to give a shout out to our seniors. So a couple seniors this week. Michael Kelly, congratulations, Michael. Way to go, dude. Who knew that you made it? Congratulations. Madison Schroeder from Athens, congratulations, and way to go. Good job. She looks nice. Doesn't she look nice? Nice senior photo. Juliana Williams, congratulations, Juliana. Way to make it through. Juliana probably has already taken some college classes, but I know that she's headed to Cedarville soon. So congratulations to her. Zoe Wood graduated this year. Congratulations, Zoe. Good job. I know she's going to Indiana Wesleyan here pretty soon, I believe. So congratulations to all the seniors. Congratulations. If you are a senior or you're like, why hasn't he done me yet? I need a photo. So shoot me a photo and let me know that you're graduating so we can give a shout out. Maybe you know somebody who's a senior that we haven't mentioned yet. Let me know. Give me their stuff as well. So thank you and congratulations to seniors. Good job. Silly Songs with Baby. This week we have another silly song with Baby, and it's all about McDonald's.
Hello and welcome to Silly Songs with Baby, the part of the show where Baby comes out and sings a silly song.
Hey, you ready? Ready? How are you? Okay. McDonald's is your kind of place. They serve you rattlesnakes. They threw them in your face. There is no parking space. Next time you go up there, they'll serve your underwear. McDonald's is your kind of place. Oh wait, there's another one. McDonald's is your kind of place. They serve you rattlesnakes. They threw them in your face. They took my underwear. I really didn't care. They were a dirty pair. The next time you go there, they'll serve my underwear.
This has been Silly Songs with Baby. Come back next time to hear another silly song.
Hey, silly songs with Baby. McDonald's. Who would have thunk? Just want to mention something. I forgot to. I was going to do it at the very beginning. Last week, if you were watching us, you may have noticed that we cut off. It was just kind of a weird, just stopped, and some of you are like, "What happened?" Well, let me tell you what happened. Last week, our YouTube, we were flagged for inappropriate content, which is kind of strange because we're a youth ministry and we try to be really good about content and make sure that it's appropriate. But evidently, the computers heard me talking about coronavirus and not obeying the rules or whatever, and it cut us off. So hopefully that's not going to happen right now because I did it again. But I just want to let you know what happened. That's why we kind of disappeared and went away. So I'll try not to do anything to get us inappropriate. So you can tell your parents that you were watching an inappropriate YouTube video last week. Badge of honor, inappropriate content. Woo-hoo! So, but hey, we've been doing a number of things. We've been looking at Titus and doing some tips from Titus. And the first couple weeks kind of set the stage. And the first week we talked about the fact that it's not about legalism, because there's a lot of things in Titus that's pretty say, do this, do this, do this, do this. It's not about the legalism. It's about our heart and our desire to follow Jesus helps us to do these things and gives us a desire to do these things. The next week we talked about the fact that although we want to do those things, a lot of those things may not come naturally to us. And we have to learn. God has to teach us to do that. In the last week we talked about some really practical tips as to how to be a Christian, how to live this life following Christ. And they were not suggestions or stuff that maybe we should think about doing. They're actually things we should do. And last week we looked at three things. We looked at the fact that when we're dealing with authority, we need to be subject to them. When we're dealing with rules, we need to be obedient to them. And when we're dealing with an opportunity to do good, we need to be ready to jump in and do it. This week's passage is actually kind of the same as last week's, but I want you to hear it again And we're going to have a couple different people read it from a few different versions so you can kind of hear a few different versions and a few different people. So check these out.
Remind them to be subject to rulers, authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good deed, to malign no one, to be peaceable, gentle, showing every consideration for all men. For we also once were foolish ourselves, disobedient, deceived, enslaved to various lusts and pleasures, spending our life in malice, envy, hateful, and hating one another.
Titus 3, verses 1 through 3. Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to good work, to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving divers lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another.
Saved in order to do good. Remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always to be gentle toward everyone.
Remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always to be gentle towards everyone.
So in this passage, we're reminded to do some things. And I talked about last week that this reminder is kind of like always happening, and we need to constantly be reminded. This week, there's 4 commands. There's 4 things I want you to look at, and it's actually from the last part, actually verse 2. And depending on what version, it talks about don't slander, to be peaceable and considerate, and always be gentle towards everyone. So there's actually 4 commands there. So let's walk through those commands. 4 things that you need to do and I need to do as we follow Christ. The first thing is don't slander or no malicious talk. In other words, we're not supposed to speak evil. We're not supposed to say things that hurt other people. Words hurt. Check out this video.
Don't you know too much already? I'll only hurt you if you let me. Call me friend, but keep me closer. And I'll call you when the party's over. Quiet when I'm coming home and I'm on my own. And I could lie, say I like it like that, like it like that.
Words can hurt us, whether it's words that are said or texted or on a screen. Words hurt. Not always just what's said to us, but also what's said about us. So as Christians, we need to be careful that we don't speak evil to anyone or of anyone. Don't talk about people and don't say things. And it's not just the words, but it's also the attitude, our heart that kind of accompanies those words. So the first command is don't slander. The next is don't brawl. And the NIV puts it, be peaceable, but depending on the version, one of the versions maybe you heard said don't brawl. And what that means is this: it's not just about getting in fights, because when you brawl, but it's kind of having this chip on your shoulder, this I'm ready, come on, bring it. It's, as a Christian, we're not supposed to have that attitude. We're supposed to be about peace. We're supposed to, or to be about the fact that we can be peaceable. Don't brawl. Don't get into these fights and arguments. That's sometimes hard to do. Sometimes it's tough not to get into argument, jump into something, or maybe you're having a bad day and you got kind of the chip on your shoulder and it's like, come on, bring it. To be that way, as Christians, we're not supposed to be brawlers. We're supposed to be peaceable. The next thing I see is actually kind of goes with don't brawl, and it's be considerate. And that's that's really what that's telling us, is to give other people the benefit of the doubt. One of the translations I read translated that word as sweet reasonableness. We're supposed to have this, we're reasonable. We think it through, we give them the benefit of the doubt. How would your relationships change if when someone said something or did something, you immediately gave them the benefit of the doubt that what happened, what they said, what they did was actually good? You may say, well, that sounded mean, but instead you think, no, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to be reasonable about this. I'm going to kind of give them the grace. I'm going to cut them some slack. I'm going to assume that they meant good. And you'll be considerate. I'm going to consider really where they're coming from. Be considerate. Consider where they're coming from. Maybe they've had a really bad day and they said something to you or responded to you in a way, and you're like, I'm going to consider. I'm going to be considerate. I'm going to consider where they're coming from. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe we didn't understand what they said. And the amazing part is when you begin to be considerate, you really don't brawl very much. The last command is be gentle. Be gentle. And really that has to do with our concern for others. Being concerned about how they're doing, what they're doing. What's really interesting is one of the struggles sometimes we have when we translate from Greek to English, which Greek is the language that Titus was written in. And so when we translate it, it's sometimes kind of like, wow, the picture, the word paints a picture, and it's hard for us to understand the picture. So here's some kind of picture, kind of that this be gentle or meek has to do. And I thought these words were cool. It says soothing wind, that we're supposed to be a soothing wind or a healing medicine, that our presence and how we interact with other people should be soothing. It should be healing. The concept was also of a broken horse, and basically it's this gentle, if you've ever ridden horses and maybe you're a little timid or concerned about it, and you're like, oh, to get a gentle horse, a meek horse, a horse that's really broken well, it instead of creating tension, it creates ease. And when we're gentle, and that's kind of who we are, we're being meek, we're being gentle. It's not that we're out of control, that we're not strong, or that we don't have opinions, or that we let everybody just walk all over us. No, what it is that we do have this strength, but it's under control, and it's used to help. It's used to encourage. It's used to be a soothing wind, a healing medicine in people's lives. Are you a soothing wind, a healing medicine, or are you more of a huge wind, a tornado that just blows through and leaves devastation? Do you hurt more than you heal? You see, we're called to be gentle, to be meek. 4 commands this week. Don't slander, don't brawl, be considerate, be gentle. Those 4 things this week, I really want to encourage you to pick 1 or 2 and really work on them. Maybe the words that you're using, or maybe you're kind of walking around with a chip on your shoulder and you're ready to fight. Maybe you are pretty harsh and you're like, I'm not considerate of other people. I don't consider what they're saying or where they're coming from. I'm like, maybe you need to work on being gentle. That you need to be that soothing wind. Choose 1 or 2 of those, or maybe all 4 of them, and just evaluate where you're at right now. Remember, it says it teaches us to be these things. God's going to teach you to be these things. So ask for God's help this week. Let's pray. God, thanks for the fact that you love us and care for us, that you truly are teaching us to be these things, to not slander, to be careful with our words in what we say, to not brawl, to not be ready to get into fights and arguments, to be considerate, which means we think about where the other person's coming from, to be gentle, to be meek, to be that soothing wind, that healing medicine, that under control. God, would you help us, teach us to be those things this week? In your name, amen. Hey, couple things. Please, oh, wait. I almost forgot. It's Adventures with Rex time. Check this out. Rex has an energy drink.
Energy drink, yeah!
Energy drinks, great up, huge letdown. So obviously, be concerned with energy drinks. Thanks, Rex, for the warning or example. Hey, the other thing I would remind you is this. Oh, wait. I got another thing. Oh, my goodness. This is just from the producer of Silly Songs with Baby. They shot me this video. So I know some of you were concerned. So check out this Silly Songs with Baby from the producers of Silly Songs with Baby.
Hi everyone. It has come to my attention that some of you are worried about my well-being. I am here to tell you that I am fine. And definitely not kidnapped. Smile at the camera.
Did he just blink twice? We'll have to investigate baby's health and welfare. We'll see what we can do. Hey, we're done with this segment. We're going to go on Zoom now. So in just a moment, join us on Zoom. The password is 2292. The meeting code is obviously at the bottom again. So please join us on Zoom. I can't remember if I said this at the very beginning or not, but we do meetups, Zoom meetups, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2. We'll continue to do those. So join us for those. But right now, right after this, we're going to go to Zoom. So jump into Zoom, join us, hang out with us in Zoom for about an hour or so, play some games, hang out. We'll see you on Zoom in just a few minutes. See you.